everybody, I'm Kirk behind the camera today, and out there, putting her shoes on, as you see, is Janine. This is our 20-minute routine for you guys, number 2. And just so you can see, you can do this with shoes or sneakers on if you'd rather, if you're in a place that's just not clean enough for your particular concerns, or you just don't have time to take them off. There's no excuse to not run through this type of program. Easy as could be with simple amendments for you. So after Janine finishes that, we'll begin standing with our feet basically parallel to one another. She'll be in profile for this in one direction and the other for the other side. You'll notice your feet are in line with each other, shoulders are relaxed, and knees are soft. We'll just start with a real simple tune-in for the size of your waist. Janine's going to step her right foot back about 1 footprint. So we're going to do basically a staggered half moon. So nice and smooth as you inhale, you'd reach your arms out to the sides and slowly overhead. Palms would face each other, and as you exhale, you just relax the shoulders. The hands can be shoulder distance apart, the hands can be touching, whatever you find the most comfortable for your shoulders. And just on your inhale, you want to press down through both feet evenly, pinky toe, big toe, and center of heel, and reach up with the right arm and over to the left a little bit. So you'll feel longer on the right side of your body. You'll notice Janine's doing that. And on your exhale, you relax your shoulders towards your waist. Long breath in, you'll feel the right fingertips articulating away from the right foot as the right foot's pressing down strongly. And during the second exhale, you'll slowly reach your left arm out to the left and down. Let it hang by the side. You can either look straight ahead, look down at your left hand, or slowly, if your neck's okay, you can look up towards your right underarm. Any which one of those that works for you. We have 2 more breaths here, just trying to reach up through the right fingertips while you press down through the right outside edge of the heel. And during your exhales, your shoulders relax. You might need to adjust your right hip forwards or back depending on what your back feels like and how tricky it is in your back if you have back issues. On your next inhale, you'll reach your left arm out to the left and all the way up to pull the body up to center. And exhale the arms out to the sides and down while you step your right foot up in line with the left. Simply on the next inhale, you'd step your left foot back about the footprint. All toes point forwards, knees are soft. And during the next inhale, you'd reach your arms down, out, and up all the way towards the ceiling, or as much as your shoulders can handle. And as you exhale, your shoulders would fall. Your knees would soften. Long breath in, you'd reach your left arm up and over to the right arm's following, but a little bit behind. And then during the exhale, the right arm would softly start to fall out to the right and down. You're not forcing it, it's hanging where it's hanging. You can either, again, look down at the right foot, down near your right hand. You can look forwards if the neck feels okay to feel the differentials of extension on the undercarriage and the top, or you can look up for your left arm if your neck is all right. From there, you make sure you're moving your left hip forwards and back in space to adjust for your back issues or your tensions that might be experienced throughout the day. The next inhale, the right arm reaches out to the right and up, and it pulls the body up to center. Then as you exhale, the arms reach out to the sides and down while you step that left foot forwards in line with the right. So a little bit of conditioning before we do the few postures. As you exhale, you reach your rear back and down towards a squatting position where your hips are about as low as your knees, maybe a little higher, and the inhale raises you on up. As simple as Janine is showing. And exhale brings you back and down. Your hands might come up, they may not. Exhale, the hands definitely move down. She has 3 more of those, nice and smooth. You're making sure you're looking, if you need to, towards your knees as you go down to track them above the 4th toe, the one closest to the outside of the foot, near the pinky toe. She's got 1 more like that. And remember, we did have the checklist last time. You can always refer back to that. When she comes up, she'll relax her arms, and we switch this a little bit to step back lunges. So on an exhale, she squats and she steps her right leg back. And inhale brings her on up to the squat to standing. And on the other side, the squat, the left foot steps back, left foot steps forwards to a squat, and you stand up. She's got 4 more of those. One of the key things you want to be aware of while doing this is that from your tailbone basically to the nape of your neck, you're keeping a nice strong line. Your belly muscles are in tight. And the main thing you want to make sure of is that your knees are not going beyond your toes or falling in towards one another, or bowing out for that matter, but most people don't have that issue. I believe she has 2 more of those, nice and smooth. Most important element is that your breath is smooth and fluid. It's not getting ragged at all. Then she'll squat down. Since that was the last one, you place your palms on the floor and step your feet approximately 4 feet back to your downward facing dog. So your butt's up high, your head and chest hang. Now what we're doing is just warming up the shoulders and the wrists here. So the knees are soft, the hips are, as you can see, are moving a little bit left and a little bit right. Nice and easy. You'll notice her hands are planted and her shoulders, they may be squeezing up on an inhale, like you push hard. And then as you exhale, you just relax your shoulders and feel like you're sliding towards your thumbs. So do that one more time. Inhale, you push and reach your tailbone back and up. And as you exhale, you relax your elbows and you feel your shoulders sliding towards your tailbone, crown of the head, towards your hands. On the next inhale, you raise the heels up high, soften the knees, tuck the tailbone, and float towards a plank position or high push-up. And as you exhale, you gently move back to down dog. That's simple. Inhale again. You raise the heels up high, soften the knees, tuck the tailbone, float forward till chest is above thumbs and tighten the rear. Then exhale back to down dog. So 3 more of those, and you're just making sure that every time you move forward, you're tightening your glute muscles, you're squeezing your pectoral muscles, and every time you move back to down dog, you're looking at the feet, the knees, and your knees are soft. There's 2 more to go, nice and smooth. So this way you're not jacking your neck, you're not snapping into positions, you're keeping your knees soft, you're keeping your elbows soft, and your shoulders released, and you're warming up everything that's necessary around the shoulder joint, the hip joint, and the knee joint. Now we move on. You can either keep doing that or we have 5 more subtly different. It's inhale up and forwards to the high push-up. You can stay here. Exhale, you'd lower your knees to the ground, then your chest forwards and down to a low push-up. You'd press yourself back up on the inhale, straighten the legs, and then move to down dog during the exhale. There's 4 more like that. You can always just stop in plank. You can always stop with the knees down. An option for you guys who might be outside doing this, you can always put your hands on a bench, on a wall, somewhere that might not be the ground, and also to lessen the pressures. Remember, you see Janine going all the way down, but you might just go down a quarter of the way, especially if you start to lose the cohesive quality on the front side of your body where you're sagging. So after the 5th one, you'd relax. You'll notice Janine will be coming to it after this. She'll make her way back towards down dog. Her knees will be soft. She might move the hips a little left and right. She might shake out a hand if necessary. You could do that too to relax your elbows. But then on the next inhale, the right leg would reach back and up, a big yawn. Whether you're barefoot or not, you'd point that foot and raise the hip up high. Then as you exhale, you soften your standing leg's knee and bend your elbow slightly. Inhale, you raise the standing leg's foot heel up off the ground and swing, for all practical purposes, the right foot through the hands. Crutch it forwards if it didn't make it. And place the right hand up on the leg. Place the left hand up on the leg if you want that help. And help your upper body up to a crescent pose or a simple forward-facing lunge. The arms could be out at the sides, as Janine has just demonstrated. They could be reaching forwards if you would rather. Or they could be reaching up if you want a little more intensity added into the front of your left leg, all the way up through your belly muscles. You can push forwards and back with the left foot and push back with the right. You can hold steady. But again, one of the key elements here is that your knee, your front knee does not fall in. Your front knee does not really go beyond the toes. It's strong. We have 1 more breath here, nice and smooth. And then as you exhale, you slowly fold over that leg, arms out to the side and down as you hang your head. You soften your back knee a little and begin to straighten your front leg as much as you can. You turn your back foot to the left, 60, 80 degrees as we always say, never the 90 mark. You raise up on your fingertips if it's more desirable. You can always place your left hand up on your right shin. And then we all just simply take our right arm out to the right, or on your leg if it need be, and open your ribs to the right side of the room towards a revolving triangle. As you notice, Janine just placed her hand on the floor, but you can always keep it up on your shin. You can always move it higher. You can move it lower where you'd like. And we have about 3 more breaths here. Your main practice point is, your focal point is that both feet are strongly planted, the back leg's ankle is strong, and the back hip is raising up, and your exhales are solid. We have 1 more full inhale and 1 more nice strong exhale. And during that exhale, you'll see Janine will let her right arm fall to the right. Her upper body will cascade down. She'll hang her head. Turn the back foot forwards during inhale. Exhale, bend both knees a little. And inhale, you bunny hop the left leg all the way forwards to the right. Soften the knees. Tuck the chin on in. And an inhale slowly rolls you up. Remember, pubic bone to belly button. And vertebra by vertebra stacks, as you can see Janine doing here, nice and smooth until the crown of the head floats up. So that's 1 side done, halfway over. We turn the other way just for the visual here. nice and smooth. And as you exhale, you begin to squat again. Your rear reaches back and down, and inhale raises you up. There's 4 more of those, nice and smooth. Every time you exhale, your rear gets way back, like you're sitting in a chair that's too far back almost, and your upper thighs roll slightly out if the knees fall in. After the 5th one, when you squat down, you step back to a lunge. You bring your upper body up, then you step forwards to a squat and stand. And you keep repeating for a total of 5 times on each side, 3 to 5 if you just don't have time or need to shortcut it, or just fatigue. The whole idea is you're warming up everything around your hip sockets, around your low back, the muscles that wrap from the femur bone into the hip. Just making sure the body's warm and ready to move for any type of impact you may incur along the day. After her 5th one will be completed, she'd come to a stand, to a squat, and then she'll slowly fold forwards. There's no rush. It is at your pace. She's folded forwards. The chin tucks in. You dangle the head. Pretty much even shaking your head, no, just to relax the neck, relaxing the arms, and then softly during an exhale, you step your feet back approximately the 4 feet away from the hands towards downward facing dog. So again, for those who just aren't still familiar with that, it's just your butt's up real high, kind of like a steeple or like a mountain. Your feet are pointing forwards, your knees are soft, your hands are planted, your elbows are bent slightly, and you can rest here. Inhale, you push with the hands and shrug the shoulders, and lengthen from the tailbone away from the low back, and exhale, you release. You do that 2 or 3 times, and then during an inhale, you raise the heels of the feet up high. You soften the knees, tuck the tailbone, and float forwards to your first plank of 5. And the exhale creaks you back to down dog. During these types of movements, you're just making sure your knees don't snap back. They stay soft, and you don't allow your elbows to lock out or your palms to cup. Other than that, it's pretty free form. Of course, you're making sure your glute muscles are contracting when you're in plank, and that your belly muscles are drawing in deep to the spine during your exhales. After the 5 of those, you can continue on with 5 more of those, or you'd lower the knees down to the ground for the second portion of the set and do a low push-up. Raise back up, straighten the legs, tighten the rear, then move to down dog. And any version of that would work if you're comfortable and strong enough in the midsection of the torso of your body. You do the full line. If not, you can always stop in plank and take a breather. Janine's just showing the full line just to make sure she's warm and everything, and to show the proper form of those triceps rolling in, the elbows rolling in. After the 5th one, you take a little breather in down dog. In the downward facing dog, you're licking the lips, relaxing the jaw, and then slowly on an inhale, you start to reach your left leg back and up in there as high as it'll go for you. And the hip can raise or the hip can stay square. And as you exhale, you soften your standing leg's knee. During an inhale, you raise that standing leg's heel and sweep that left leg through the hands, or the front leg, the leg in the air. You find the lunge. You raise up on the fingertips. You can place the hands on the legs to make it softer. You can reach them out to the sides to come up, or you can reach them forwards depending on your back. And we come up to our forward-facing here, or a crescent pose, or just a good old standard lunge. And breathing. Remember, your arms can stay out to the side. They can reach forward. You can squeeze your pec muscles, or they can reach up. Either way, we're making sure our pelvic floor is engaged. From the groin to the hips, hips to the belly, our shoulders are relaxed. You could be holding static. You could be pushing forwards and back, so your lower body's in motion. Number one thing is your low back feels good. If it doesn't, you lean forwards a little. We have about 3 more of those, forwards and back, from Janine. And during her exhales, relax your shoulders. You soften the front of your ribs. And then on the next exhale, we fold forwards. You hang over the leg. You soften your back leg's knee. You might hop the foot forwards a little and straighten the front leg softly. Once there, you turn your back foot to the right, about 75, 80, 85 degrees, and you hang. Then on an inhale, you raise up on the fingertips. You articulate the spinal column long. And as you exhale, you try to lock your shoulders into a neutral position. Your right hand moves a little closer to your left foot. Your left hand can stay there. You can reach it out to the side. You can put it in your hip. And then you attempt to rotate. Belly, ribs, and chest open to the left. So we're refreshing the spine by revolving the spine, not compressing. So remember, as Janine, you can see doing with her hand, she's pushing her hip out and back a little to make a little more space in that line. And at the same time, her breastbone's reaching forwards. So 3 more breaths here. You can raise the back leg's hip up. That's a key, and not twist from your right hip falling down. We'd rather rotate from our belly, ribs, and chest moving around, it feels like, the spinal column. One more nice long inhale is for the extension. And during the exhale, you start to just surrender the upper body over the front leg and dangle the head. Licking the lips, relaxing the jaw, you start to turn the back foot forwards. You soften both knees a little bit. And an inhale, you either bunny hop the back foot forwards or you drag it forwards. Feet end up side by side, knees are soft. You dangle the head, you dangle the fingers, you dangle the wrists, you dangle the elbows. And then very softly during an inhale, you begin your roll up, vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. The main thing to notice here is your chin is not the first thing up, it's basically the last. As you arrive to the top, you feel as though the crown of your head is pressing up into a box that you're sitting inside of to push the top off. The feet are strong on the ground. The knees are soft. As we inhale, you reach your arms slowly out to the sides and up to shoulder height, just so we can release our shoulders fully in here. And exhale, you bring your left arm underneath your right arm. You point your left forearm up to the ceiling. Maybe that's all you do. If you can move on to the rest of the eagle line, you point your right forearm up there and grab what you can grab. Your right hand grabs anything it can around that left. You'll notice Janine from profile there. On an inhale, she'll reach her wrists and elbows forwards and up about shoulder height, maybe a little higher. And as you exhale, you feel your shoulders moving down first, elbows moving down second, sternum then falling down through the body almost, it feels like. The head can surrender. Inhale, you raise on up. Wiggle the ribs a little left and right while the forearms reach up. And exhale, that top arm drives the bottom arm down, nice and smooth. Knees, are they soft? And one more like that. Inhale, your wrists reach forwards and up with the elbows as the shoulders might raise and the ribs wiggle. And exhale, shoulders move down, ribs down, elbows down, wrists and chin down. Inhale, you slowly unfurl to center neutral. The arms sweep down, out, and up to shoulder height. And exhale, you reverse that. You bring that right arm under the left. Forearm can stop or you reach up and interlace like Janine just showed. Nice and smooth. You might hold wrist, you might hold finger, you might hold nothing. As you inhale, you wiggle the ribs around as those elbows and wrists reach forwards and up slightly. And then as you exhale, you draw your underarms down. Like someone's going to tickle your underarms, you don't want them to. Then your elbows come down towards your belly button and your chin tucks in. Two more like that. Inhale, you wiggle the ribs as the elbows and wrists reach forwards and up. And exhale, you attempt to surrender those areas down while relaxing your rear end muscles and tucking the chin and the chest in. And just one more like that. Inhale on up, nice and smooth, strong feet, of course, and pelvic floor. And exhale, they lower, lower, lower. The rear end muscles are relaxed, chin tucks in to feel open the nape of the neck. The inhale slowly unfurls you. The arms sweep down, out, and up to shoulder height while the head finds neutral in the neck. And the exhale, the arms lower down to their sides. We take a good about 30 seconds or so here just relaxing. So what you do is you close the eyes if they happen to be open. Remember, even through closed eyelids, you're looking forwards, so you're scanning the horizon. You'd like to feel the feet, whether you have shoes on or not. Pinky toe, big toe, center of heel rooting and spreading. The weight rocks forwards and back on its own with your breath. The knees are soft. The rear end muscles you allow and command to relax. The fingers feel like they were dipped in heavy, heavy water or something with mud in it a little bit. So the wrists are heavy, the fingers are heavy. Therefore, the shoulders hang. And the crown of the head, or the neckline, feels like it's on a flagpole slowly being hoisted up. Therefore, you find extension and traction with relaxation, strong feet, heavy body from the hips down, basically, and whatever's on top above that area would feel like it's in a silk shirt that's dry. So we lick the lips, we relax the jaw, you feel the tongue floating in the palate. You just like to take a sensation of with you that all your muscles hang from the skeleton is strong, the breath is full, and a sense of centeredness with you into the rest of your morning, your afternoon, or your evening. And as always with anything, honoring yourself for moving your body for 20 minutes and paying attention to its edges. Thank you and have a good afternoon.